Well, hello everybody, I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. Today in this video I have a coin collection, and I'm going to appraise the value of this thing for a friend, and it's actually the friend's mother's collection. So I want to go through it, and I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to do as far as how I'm going to value things, what I use to value things. And who knows, maybe we could find something really cool in here. 1944 steel cent, the legendary 1964 peace dollar. I mean, you know, the sky's the limit in here. So we're going to get in here and look around. Stay with me because we might find some cool things. We want to see if Mom's going to get any money. All right, here we go. So I kind of just want to show you exactly what I'm seeing when I first go through this thing. Looks like a heavy Tupperware container, some Kraft Miracle Whip with, wow, 59 cents. Do you remember when that was 59 cents? Whoa, prices have gone up. We got a few old, looks like Whitman books here. Let's see, one more, getting it out. A pile of coins that are in flips and some loose coinage here in the corner. Let me get those out. And a couple baggies, and then that's it. We're empty. Maybe some cat hair, dog hair in there, but we don't want to appraise that. We want to kind of just evaluate what we have here. So, I mean, where do you start with a coin collection, you know? One thing I will say is I did notice that in the Miracle Whip, it did seem like there was some silver coinage in there. So maybe that's what Mom did. She put some silver coins in the jar, and that'll be really easy to go through. Well, there's a buffalo nickel there too, so that's not silver. So we're going to go through each one of those. Let me see what's in this Tupperware. This was interesting. These are all cents, looks like. Yes. Okay, so this might be like a wheat cent collection. So a whole collection of those, that's going to be a lot of work. And I say it's going to be a lot of work because, well, I'll show you one of the tools that I use. I do use a red book. This is an old red book. Of course, it's 2021 right now, but the mintage numbers generally stay the same. So that's going to be important for me. I don't care what the prices say in this red book because the red book is notorious for having just really, really inflated prices that nobody's ever going to get for a coin. But I do get the mintage numbers. I can find out a coin's rarity quickly at a glance. And then I got the trusty internet that I can go look up anything I really want to. Foreign or, you know, US coins are going to be just that fast to look up. No big deal. And I also have a calculator on the computer too, because I'm going to want to keep track of the value of what I'm finding here. So if I do find something rare or interesting, I definitely want to pause the video and come back to you on that. But that's one of the main things I'm using. And I'll be using a different, you know, several different websites to find values. If there is a rare coin or a coin I'm curious about, I have plenty of avenues on the internet. I will say that typically if you do a evaluation from like a coin dealer, you know, you're going to get the real quick. You're not going to be able to get the kind of job I'm doing here. My friend kind of entrusted me to hold this at my home. He was just like, hey, you know, take this back home with you. Look it over and let me know what you think. So I have as much time as I would like to go through everything. Whereas you go to a coin shop and you know, you show this right there to them, they got to go through quick. I mean, they can't spend all day on some coins unless there's a lot of rare stuff in here. So far, just at a glance, I haven't seen anything too rare. Here's a cool 1903 Barber dime. But again, not great condition, not rare, just cool, you know, it's cool. It's 90% silver, so that's fun. But let me start getting through some of it. Maybe I'll start with the wheat cents, and I'll come back and tell you what I find. All right, so I just finished going through the Tupperware of wheat cents. These are just all really common. I mean, nothing special whatsoever. And in fact, there was really, to be honest with you, you know, sorry to surprise you, there was nothing really rare in there, unfortunately. I would have loved to have found something crazy like a 1909 SVDB. I did find one regular 1909, not a VDB though, man. That would have been That would have been a lot of fun just to find something like that, you know, even though those are pretty common too, just to find it, just to get it out of there. The red book is kind of essential, and I just want to show you this real quick. I mean, many coin collectors that watch my videos are familiar with these things right here, so this is kind of a back to basics moment. But just because you have an old coin does not immediately make it valuable. I get emails almost daily from people saying, hey, I have an old coin, you know, how much is it worth? And it'll be just a really, really common cent or, you know, nickel, dime, whatever the case may be. Just because it's an old date does not make it valuable. And I can say that right now, but it's gonna, you know, go over a lot of deaf ears for sure, because people just are firm believers that an old coin is going to be, you know, making a lot of money. Not the case. And like I said, you can see that throughout a lot of these different dates. I'm just going to use a few as an example. 1925, 139 million were minted. 1926, 157 were minted. So you add all these up, man, you got, you know, billions of coins. And as the years started getting into the later years, which is what most of these are, 40s and 50s, you started having a lot made. Here's a year right here where literally in 1945, over over 1 billion cents for just that 1 year were minted. So you got to really kind of go through the wheat cents carefully, because there could be that diamond in the rough. I mean, everybody's hoping for the 1955 double die or the 1909 SVDB, of course, or just a really nice condition one. There were no nice conditions here. Like I said, I just kind of kept the older ones to the side. Here, for my personal collection, I do like 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and I just keep them like separated kind of like by decade that way. And that's just a personal thing. For instance, my friend's mother here, she put just all the stuff in the Tupperware, and that was her personal thing. So collectors are all different, and you're going to find if you do have a coin collection that everybody's going to have things done differently, because it's just how they want to do things. I found some common like 1983 Lincoln cents, looking for some doubling on the 1984, didn't find anything. There's a few varieties out there, so you know, if you're a variety hunter, you got to look for that. If you do give like a bunch of like wheat cents to like a coin dealer, they're not going to sit there and pick out the varieties for you. So it's important that if you want the maximum value for your collection, do a little bit of research and try to look up varieties, specific years, and try to pull those out. You know, specific years and mint marks, I should say, and condition, like nice condition coins. Pull those out yourself, set those to the side, or put them in flips, because the dealer's probably not going to do that for you. They're just going to buy them as a lot, because like I said, they oftentimes don't have time to just go through everything like I did here. Some cool, I'm going to show you a few of these real quick and move these out of the side. These are just the common Lincoln cents, but here I do have some you know, common but neat foreign coins, except for this right here. This is a blank planchet, and you probably think, oh man, you know, a blank penny or a blank cent, that's got to be like a rare error. It's actually pretty common for an error. It's really neat as a collection, as a, you know, piece you can talk about with people, but it's by no means rare. But that's a cool piece for sure. Some of these, you know, coins are actually really neat. I really enjoy this one right here, this little little sea star. And this one has a different back. So it's a Bahama, little 1980 Bahama coin. And I really enjoy that. But yeah, a few little odds and ends. I did find this, which I thought was interesting in all those cents. You know, at a glance, it's kind of like, looks like, you know, cent color a little bit. But actually it was a buffalo nickel, and no date on this old one right here, unfortunately. There are techniques to bring the date out of the buffalo nickels. I'm not going to be doing that, but you can definitely do some research and try to figure that out. It involves, I think, a little bit of acid, and not the kind that people were experimenting on. It's, you know, totally different. But that's a total horse of a different color right there, and I won't be doing that on this video. This is a pretty coin too. Oh, again, another sea star. Yeah, I love that sea star. Why don't you call them starfish, Spectacular? Well, you know, they're technically not starfish. They're sea stars. That's the technical terms for them. So that's what I got right there. So let me put those to the side. All these, the foreigns, the old cents. And I'm not totally sure if, I mean, I'm going to offer a price to my friend and tell them what everything is, what I would pay for everything. and it's up to them if they want to, you know, go with it. So I'm not trying to say any of this is mine right now. This is just me appraising it for the friend, and they can do what they want. They can go get another appraisal. They can hold it for the rest of their lives, whatever they want to do. I'm just offering them my opinion. There are some foreign coins here, so let's go through the foreign coins next and see what we got. A little baggie of foreign coins. So there's that. Sometimes the foreign coins have a little bit of silver in them. Let me get some zoom here for you. And luckily, I have a lot of large world books to help me go through these. And there's a lot of information on the internet too for world coins. So I'm gonna have to use some of that stuff because I am by no means a world expert. And I told my friend that. I said, hey, when it comes to the foreign stuff, you know, I'm not by any means an expert. I will say that at a glance, some of these coins do look silver, which automatically means there's a little value in them. So I'm going to pick a few of these out, and then later, or I'm going to skip the video forward, and we'll talk about what I find out. So that way I won't bore you with all the particulars. But some of these coins right here, this is a Canadian 1960 10 cents. This right here, to my untrained eye, I believe this is a silver coin. So I'll hold that to the side. This right here, this type of wear on a coin is just really, really typical of old silver coinage. So I would definitely say this has silver in it. And so again, although it's not a ton of value, there is some value there just by being a precious metal in your coinage. And I believe this right here, this Canadian piece, some of these have silver, but this is probably not one. I think this is too later of a date. But I'll look through some of these, and I'll come back to you with what I was able to find out. All right, so I am back from doing the foreign. I'm actually surprised. Some of these Canadian coinage, I guess they stayed silver longer than I thought they did. And these quarters right here are actually 50% silver. And, you know, with silver being $25.50 an ounce, it's easy to get some value here, just out of silver coinage. The regular foreign stuff, I didn't find anything special. I looked through each one, a lot of like 80s and such. Nothing special. Cool to see though. Let me say that. Foreign coins are awesome. I wanted to show you this one right here in particular. This is, to me, just a really, really pretty coin. And those out there in Australia are going to be like, hey, it's just no big deal. It's one of our normal coinage, you know what I mean? But it's just really nice. So here's a coin from 1977. This is Australia, and it's got this like a platypus or something on there, right? Is that a? Can we agree that that's a duck-billed platypus? But 5 cents, just a little nickel of theirs. So I thought that was kind of cool. So you know, not valuable by any means, but a neat coin. I also found this right here. This is some kind of little token, and it's got a hole in it, so you could make it into like a little necklace. The perfect linen suit, shanty loom. So that's kind of fun, and just an oddity there in the you know, the foreign collection. Also found some V nickels. This is actually ours, man. We can claim this, United States. This is our stuff. 1904, 1906 V nickels. So probably assume that those were foreign just by the way they look, because they do look kind of different, don't they? They have a different look about it, especially when they get worn out like that. It looks a lot different. But the V nickels, these, unfortunately, the dates, 1904, 1906, pretty common. Millions were made, nothing special, but cool to see. You know, those are neat. And this one right here is just, well, that's just regular. But right here, just the silver coinage, a few 80%ers, a few 50%ers, and actually the value was $12.72 just for this little pile right here in my hands. So a few coins right there made mom some money, right? So there we go. There's a start. I'm going to put those to the side, the silver coinage, just because that's easy to make a value on. With the rest of the stuff, if you go to a dealer, a coin shop, what they usually do with foreign stuff is it's just like a bulk deal, man. They just buy the pound on this stuff as well. Similar to like the wheat cents. They're not worth a whole lot unless you find that one diamond in the rough, that old coin that's worth a lot of money. So you don't get a lot for this stuff, but it's fun to have. It's fun to look through for sure. It's neat to see what all the different countries are doing with their coinage. I love seeing how like Australia puts like animals on their coins, and a lot of other countries do that too. Fascinating to see. Next, I want to go through some of these right here, these flips, and then after that we'll go through the jar of Miracle Whip and see what we got. And then we still have the books. We got a lot to go through here. It's going to be a decently long video, is it not? This is, I don't know what this is. It says Austria on the flip, 730. Just some kind of like little charm. It feels very light. I would say this is not gold, unfortunately. It's a cool little charm. If anybody in the comments wants to tell me what this actually is, I mean, it looks like flowers, but I don't know much about it. And I'm not that kind of collector, but cool, you know, it's something neat. Here's a 1903 Barber dime. It says 60 on there. You wish it was 60, but alas, it's not. That's my friend's mother's name is Len. So, you know, Len, this is a Barber dime. So you're worth a little bit just based on its silver value, 90% silver. So I'll put that to the side as being valuable that way. It's not a rare year, unfortunately. Even though it's old, again, 1903, you think, hey, that's worth something because it's old. Not the case. Another case right here, 1944 S Walking Liberty $50. Very neat coin. I mean, it's got that nice S mint mark right there in the corner that you love to see. But alas, again, pretty common coin. But it's still worth something because it's actually 90% silver, so value there as well. These are neat right here. So this is a 1970 Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco kind of like little trio there. Man, it's old, huh? All these staples are all rusted. So let that be a reminder to you. Be careful about these staples that when you put them in the flips. If you don't have some kind of humidity device around you, it's going to probably cause some rust with those, and that rust could leach onto your coins, so be careful. But just some nice looking coins, nothing too special here. It's just neat to collect, and you know, every collector, like I said, is different, and this is just something different to have. All right, next we have a 1964 Kennedy $50. These are cool because in 1964 and prior, our $50, dimes, and quarters were 90% silver. So at 1965, that little thing kind of stopped, unfortunately. But with the $50, 1965 to 1969 still retained 40% silver content. So those do still have some value. But this one right here is 90% silver, so a lot of value there with as far as silver goes. Not rare by any means, the Kennedy 1964 $50, but 90% silver makes them valuable. We'll go and calculate the value here in a second. I have a 1977 S proof Jefferson nickel. Nothing too special here. A lot of times the dealers, when they have their proof coins, man, they're everywhere. I mean, proof sets that dealers have, there's so many of them. I mean, they have like just droves of them in the back somewhere. So not a lot of value there, but cool to see proof coins for sure. 1970 S, nothing too special, but it's a nice looking coin. It's fun to keep that kind of stuff. All right, I do want to show you something I was doing while I was doing this video, which is looking for varieties. Sometimes with varieties, you can make a little extra money. It includes a little bit more work, but like I said, you can make some more money off of a coin collection if you do this. And make sure you do this prior to handing it to a dealer, because the dealer's not going to be able to look for varieties right there with you. You're going to have to do that on your own and then present that to the dealer. So, for instance, the 1970 S Lincoln Cent, there is a small date and a large date variety. You can see that unfortunately this one that Len had was a large date based on the 9 in the date kind of going off at a downwards angle instead of like a straight right angle that the small date needs to have on the 9. So the difference is quite a bit of money. A small date right now on eBay, you can probably get around $50 or so for a small date in nice condition, whereas a large date is, you know, only a little bit, maybe $1 or $2 if you're very lucky in a really nice condition. So unfortunately, Len had a large date, which is not the big money maker on this, but I thought it'd be interesting to show you an example of a variety of a coin that you can look for when you're doing coin roll hunting or just looking through the Lincoln Cents that you may have saved over the years. You know, and there's plenty of other varieties and errors and double dies you can look for while you're coin roll hunting and you know, holding on to your Lincoln Cents or wheat cents or other coins. So that's why it's important to have a red book too, because they show you a lot of these varieties, and there also is a lot of other books out there that talk about varieties and coins. You're not going to make a whole lot of money off of these kind of things, but you know, it's nice to see nice looking coins, is it not? 1970 quarter. It's in pretty good shape, but again, 1964 and prior has the silver. That's not worth very much at all besides a quarter, just some spending money, but it's a pretty example. It might go good in a book if you want to go ahead and make a set. Here's a 1971 brilliant uncirculated, according to what the flip says, Eisenhower dollar. So, Eisenhower dollars are neat. There's a couple that you want to look for. There's 1972, certain types of those are actually worth some money. And, with some differences right there in little keys by Florida. You got to look for that for kind of like a type coin. This is not that, of course. This is 1971. But there are also some silver Eisenhower dollars too, so those have some value. Unfortunately, this is pretty much just spending money. You can go to the bank sometimes and just say, hey, I'd like to have some large dollars, and they'll still have Eisenhowers. Here is a 1937S Buffalo nickel. So 1937S. Pretty cool. And, if you're not a pro with all the Buffalo nickels and the entire set, you can just get like a red book out, look for the mintage real quick and see where you're at. 1937, and we're going to the S right here. 1937S. There was 5.5 million made, so actually a lower amount than typical on some of the years for sure. Like here you have 118 million and then 58 million, but this was just 5.5. It's definitely a decent grade, but you might get a couple bucks out of it, maybe. But it's neat to see for sure. More of something for just the collector just to look at and hold on to. Not worth a whole lot, but neat stuff. Here is a 1970S Choice Brilliant Uncirculated, it says, according to the flip, huh? And I don't know, the reverse seems to have a little wear to it, but you can agree or disagree on that one. Tell me what you think. But regardless, nothing too special here, just cool to see. I like coins, so I'm a coin collector. 1971 Kennedy half dollar, no silver in this one. You can still find these today. Ask for half dollars at the bank and you might be able to get some of those. Here's a 1969, so this is an example of a 40% silver half dollar. Little value there, I'll put that to the side. And last, another 1972. Okay, so 1972 Eisenhower dollar. If you want to find that type that has the special little area on the little world right there that you're looking for, it'll have like little squiggly lines rather than little round kind of areas for the keys by Florida. So unfortunately, this is not the one that you're looking for, but it's worth at least $1 because it's an old dollar. And sometimes people give these away in change as a fun way to do change. Sometimes when you go to places that sell coins, they'll sell Eisenhower dollars for like $1.25 just to make some money on them, but not too much value there. But the silver stuff is worth a little bit, so I will put that into the silver pile and calculate that when I start going through this jar. Let's do the jar next. All right, this was a lot of work trying to make sure that I had everything all right. So I added up basically the silver content. No rare dates. I checked for all of that. I want to show you some of the things I found though. Here is a Standing Liberty quarter. Always get excited to see those. Unfortunately, there is no date on it. The date gets worn off really easy on the earlier Standing Liberty quarters. The rest of them were Washington quarters, but still 90% silver on those ones. Had some wartime nickels, so those are cool. Always identifiable by the large mint mark right there above the Monticello building, so you can see the D, and that's always indicative of the wartime nickels. So a little bit of silver in those. I had 3 of those, and 30 dimes total. Again, no rare dates anywhere in all of this, unfortunately. A mixture of Roosevelt dimes and Mercury dimes, and no great condition on anything either. I looked for that. Let's see, I had 2 of the Franklin half dollars, so 90% silver. Again, I had the flipped Walking Liberty flipped 1964, so both 90% silver, and the 1 Barber dime, and a flipped 69? Yeah, 1969 Kennedy half dollar. A lot of going on here. And let's see, a total of 11 other 40% Kennedy half dollars. So 1969 and prior to 1965. And those are 12 total. So yeah, so a little bit of silver there. I also found a, here's a 1943 steel cent. So that's kind of cool. Always identifiable by the fact that you can take a magnet to it and pick it up. So here is a rare earth magnet that I'm going to get out. And I will show you the fact that all these other coins, not going to pick it up, but the old steel cent will go right to it. So those are actually pretty common too. Now, if you were to find a 1944 steel cent or a 1943 copper cent, you'd be in the money. But today, not so much, at least for this collection, unfortunately. There was some buffalo nickels in that lot. Those are not silver, but still cool. A lot of times I see like grab bags of buffalo nickels, or I should say grab areas of buffalo nickels, where people can just kind of pick out certain ones, or, you know, just grab some out of there. And they'll be like 75 cents usually a piece. Some of these have no date. Again, you can use a technique to get that date, sometimes get that date coming through, but some of them were dated. Again, no rare dates. Some are really, really poor condition. Some are okay. Some are not too bad, but you know, hoping for some nice dates right there. Unfortunately, did not get any, but there's a little value there for sure. This stuff right here was confusing, probably to her, thinking it was silver, because it looks like she tried to get the silver in one pile. A 1966 Washington quarter, unfortunately not silver. You have to get 1964 and prior, and 1969, even though it looks like it would be like a silver coin, this Roosevelt dime, not. 1971, not. Here's a bicentennial Eisenhower, you know, worth at least $1, so that's, you know, that's cool. So there's a couple of dollars in change here, and another bicentennial Kennedy. So no bueno. A lot of people will collect like older Jefferson nickels. Here's a 1941. Seems like it would be kind of have some silver in there, but unfortunately it does not. You always got to look for that large mint mark on there, like you see in the wartime nickel right there above the Monticello building. You can see that large D right there. And this is, you know, worth really a nickel. Not even great condition on that, but those are to the side. Still spending money. I mean, still worth something just because it is, you know, U.S. currency. But just the silver, added that up so far, and with the 40%, with all the 90% silver and the wartime nickels, $161.77 is what I came to. And that's pretty cool, right? So that, along with these right here, so far, I mean, you're talking, what, 173, actually almost 174 for just the foreign and the U.S. silver. So far, there's still a lot more to go. Here's a little anomaly I found earlier I thought was actually kind of cool. It's a 1981 Lincoln cent. Nothing too special about it, except for it's got this really cool little football helmet that somebody went ahead and stamped in there. So I thought that was kind of fun. All right, so now what I have left are the books, and I have a little baggie, which looks like American dollars. Let's see, I'm gonna try to open the bag and get these out. Yep, so you have, hold on, what is that? That is a 1943, another steel cent. So we're gonna put that for now, put that over here. Some Sacagawea dollars, Susan B dollars, Sacagawea. Of course, the Sacagawea, you're looking for the Cheerios dollar. A lot of people think they have it. Most people don't. You can look on the internet to try to figure out if you happen to have one. And Susan B. I mean, they're all worth $1 each. So right there you have $7. So, you know, that's cool. You might be able to charge a little bit more if you had a really nice condition one. They all look pretty circulated, really, to the naked eye. Susan B is kind of nicer, but still nothing too special, except for it is U.S. currency. You can spend it. Still go to the banks today if you want to, and ask for, you know, dollar coins. And sometimes you get these. Sometimes you get the new presidential dollars. But I've gotten plenty of these before, just in regular change, asking for it. So those are really no big deal. Put those over here. Roosevelt Head Dime, starting in 1946, is this book right here. Let's see what we got here. Let's open her on up. With Roosevelt dimes, there's really no rare date. If you had a really nice condition Roosevelt dime, you might be able to get a couple of dollars for it or something like that over the melt value. But there's nothing really special you're looking for here, and that's my opinion. You can have your own opinion on that one if you'd like. But I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Roosevelt dimes. So you have a little value there. Again, with silver, these are 90% silver coins. So with silver being $25.50 an ounce, you have a little bit of value there. But I wish I would have seen that whole book filled up. That would have been cool. But that's the Roosevelt Head Dime. I think one just kind of fell out, but I'll move that to the side. Here is a Buffalo Nickel book. Let's see what we have here. Oh, look at that. You have some paper money inside of here. So here's a $2 bill right on top. Kind of interesting. Not rare by any means. You can get $2 bills today. Easily just go to the bank, ask for $2 bills. They'll usually have them. And this is in 1976. So it's something you don't see very often. A lot of places, they just ship them right to the bank. They don't carry them too much. But, it's fun to see. Some people, carry these just for the sake of giving out a tip in $2 bills. I have a silver certificate. You can always tell that by the blue seal here, and the fact that at the bottom it says $1 in silver payable to the bearer on demand. So of course, back in the day, prior to 1965, you could take one of these right here and say, hey, I want a silver dollar, so a Morgan or a peace dollar, and trade your paper for actual value in silver. So that was always fun. Nothing too special here. If you have a really nice one or a fun serial number, those can have some value, but these are pretty tattered except for this one right here, which still is kind of tattered, to be honest with you. It has a lot of creases, but nicer than the other ones. No real value though. I was giving these away for a second as like a bonus when people were buying stuff from me, but I ran out. I've run out. So, but that's still, you still have some money here and something to talk about, and they're still kind of cool. I mean, this is still money you could use today if push come to shove. I wouldn't do that just because maybe the $2 bill, but the silver certificates are fun just to collect and hold and have a little bit of extra value, just a little bit. Let's go through the Buffalo Nickel collection. Here's a 1920S. Again, 9.7 million on that right there, so nothing too special. And you look at the date, you can barely even see it. It's so worn down. So nothing fancy there. Looks like some of these might have been filled at one point, but not right now. What else we got? With these books too, you kind of want to really go in them and make sure that those dates that they are put into are the actual date. For instance, this right here has the it's back turned to us. Hold on a second. So, I mean, can we really even know what the date is with the back turn? Nope. So let's see. It says was a 1927S. How do you tell that? You know what I mean? It's got the big line through right there. Somebody cut a line through it, unfortunately, and you can't even see the date, but they just put it there. So again, the Buffalo Nickels with the date, they're worth a little bit extra. Dealers, when they sell them, they'll sell them sometimes for like 75 cents a piece, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. So, when it comes to appraising a collection like this, what are you going to pay for it? Because down the road, the ultimate goal is to either fill one of your books or maybe sell it if you are buying a collection. So, dateless Buffalo Nickels, are you going to be able to sell those, or are you going to try to, do the technique where you bring the date out? You have to really kind of evaluate that kind of stuff and kind of think about what you would do with it and how you would value it based on that. You probably want me to say, hey, Spegtacular, what are you paying for those? For dateless Buffalo Nickels, I'm really not even interested in them, to be honest with you. Dateless Buffalo Nickel. Dated Buffalo Nickels, I have a little interest in them. Most of them are common though, and especially in this collection, so far they've been common. Not a whole lot of value there. I don't want to throw a number out at you because you yell at me, but there's not a lot you can do with those, Fill your own books for fun, for sure. Pass them on to some friends. Collect them in a big pile. But a lot of that stuff is just, just very common, unfortunately. Here are some wheat cents. This is a Lincoln cent collection starting in 1941. This is the number 2 book. Hopefully the number 1 book's in here. So nothing too rare in all of these. I'm looking for anything that might be out of place. A lot of this is actually filled, which is nice. This is actually kind of a neat book because you could just finish this up. Already I'm seeing that a few things are in the wrong place. Like right here is a steel cent 1943 and it's in the 1960 spot. So that is a steel cent, not supposed to be there. So interesting what happened here with the collection. Here is some Canadian stuff on this side. Older Canadian cents, nothing of real value here. And again, you know, you put 1963, it looks like it's been scratched in here with this Canadian cent. I'm trying to get this out because I just want to see if that truly is the date, you know. So let's punch out the back of it a little bit. 1963. So yeah. So again, you know, the collector right here just made their own thing out of the book, which is what people do a lot of times, man. They just make their own collection. And coin collecting is for an individual. You know, it's just what the individual wants, and this is what they wanted. Maybe this was Len, what she wanted to do, just put some Canadians in the back right there, and that's totally fine. There's no, you know, laws against that at all. But when you appraise something, that's what you're going against. You're kind of going against what the collector wanted to do. And not a lot of value there. There's nothing too rare in that Lincoln set book. It's nice to see it's almost complete. I could probably finish that one up, no problem. This might be cool. A type collection of 20th century United States coins. So this potentially could have some real value in there. I want to see it. I want to see. Let's see what we got here. Type collection. Come on. Ooh, look at that. A 1902 Indian head cent. So again, off the top of my head, that's not a rare coin, but luckily for me, I have access to the red book of coins right here at my fingertips. It's so easy just to go ahead and go into the book, find small cents. You're looking for Indian. You're looking for, what was it again? 1902. And you will find 1902. Like I wanted to see like a flying eagle or something like that, but that was a little bit earlier. 1902, Indian head. 87 million were minted, unfortunately. And again, ignore these numbers. Try to get $2 out of a 1902 Indian head cent. You will not do it. You will not be able to get that price, unfortunately. You can wish all you want, but that's not going to happen. Here is, so you got a regular wheat cent here. There's the memorial cent, so it came a little later. 1899 Liberty head. 1899 Liberty head. Hold on a second. Is that a little special? And see, again, luckily we have the red book. I don't memorize the dates. I'm not, you know, the coin dealer's been doing this all his life. They remember stuff. I got other things that I have to do, and I came into coin collecting a little bit later in life. Thank goodness for red books. I can put a lot of my thoughts over here that are important, and then mintage numbers in this book can help me out. 1899, right? And 26 million were minted. Might be a little bit better of a coin, just by a little bit, but not too much. It's not too special at all. But, and especially with the condition, the V-nickel, it's pretty rough. Not silver, unfortunately. Here is a 1967 Jefferson nickel, 1930 Buffalo, not special. Mercury dime, 1943, very common date on the Mercury dime, but it is 90% silver. Little value there. Here's a little bit more value because you got two $half that are common, but 90% silver, a 90% silver quarter, and a 1965 Kennedy, so 40% silver on that. Sorry, I had the book down there. And please be some value over here on the end. Ah, man, I wanted to see it. I wanted to see these spots right here filled, the Morgan and the peace dollar. That would have been fun, but unfortunately we don't have those filled. Here's a 90% silver quarter. Oh, so this is birth year. So I guess Len was born in 1960. So that's kind of neat that they have a little birth year spot. So Len had 96 or 90% silver quarter and 90% silver Roosevelt dime for her birth year. That's cool. I've never seen that before. So a few coins in here have some value just based on silver price, but there's nothing special condition-wise anywhere. Nothing special rarity. I'll add up the silver price here when I'm done with the books and I'll get you a total. And let's see, a Jefferson nickel collection. Looks like that's going to finish us out. Darn, you would think this would be all filled up. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. This toning right here that's going on, I can tell from a mile away what that is. that nasty toning on the Jefferson nickels generally is from a wartime nickel. So let's pop a couple of these out and let's see if that is the case. Wartime nickels just tone so gross, unfortunately, but they are, you know, they do have some silver content in there. So yeah, big D right there, big Denver, that does signify a wartime nickel. And P is one of the few coins that actually have the P mint mark on them. So Philadelphia, and that is a wartime nickel. So I think that these are all wartime nickels. I'll look into them, add them all up, and get back to you on the value of those. All right, so I'm done going over the value of this box of coins. Now, this is what I came up with. Now, this is only the silver coinages inside of here. So $228.16 is what I got with the silver value alone. I use Coinflation, the website coinflation.com, a lot to determine what the value is of a silver coin. I ended up going to NGC's website for some of the foreign stuff. It was just really easy at a glance to see what some of the content was with that silver. And then I came up with a price based on silver being $25.50 per ounce. Now already, silver has come down a little bit. So realistically, that price is already a little bit lower. That's the way it goes. And that's also why a coin shop doesn't take this and, you know, do it over a couple days time or a day's period of time. You know, they just boom, they try to evaluate it as quick as possible, gather everything up, and then try their best to sort it out and flip it as quick as possible. Usually that's the goal, right? Buy and sell. So that is only the silver value. Now I do want to say that some of the silver coins here, like the 40% half dollars or the wartime nickels, these guys right here, they tend to bring in a little bit less on average. And some people will agree to that, some people will disagree. In my experience, like dealers, people that sell to me, man, they've offered to sell me like 40% half dollars at less than silver price, at less than spot, because they're just trying to move them. And oftentimes they buy those at less than spot. And some dealers only buy silver at less than spot because of the situation where I just mentioned, where silver drops pretty, instantaneously sometimes. So, that's the silver only price. Do with it what you would like to. As far as the rest of the collection, there was some spendable money in there, quite a bit of U.S. currency. I'm in the United States, so it would be easy for me to take that and just literally just spend it. So there was around probably $20-30 worth of just regular spending money. And so that's obviously some value right there. So, you can add another $30 to this. I mean, you're almost at $260 right there from just spending money. And then the rest of the stuff, the buffalo nickels, and there's an Indian head cent, a little bit of poundage as far as the wheat cents go. Not even that many of the foreign coins. You could probably put this somewhere just under $300 for a value. As a dealer, I wouldn't want to pay anything over like $270 for this, because you got to really try to flip it, and this kind of collection is going to be something you have to piece out. I mean, some people are only into silver coins, some people are only into buffalo nickels, so it'd be a lot of work even though it's just a small amount of coins. This is a great starter set for somebody that would like to get into coin collection. That would be awesome for them to have this and just start their journey. But yeah, somewhere under $300 I think is a decent price for this right here. A dealer is going to pay you much less. Even that $270 number that I kind of gave you, you'd probably pay much less than that, just because it's a lot to move, and a lot of different things here, and some things are, like I said, a little bit more difficult. The foreign silver, the wartime nickels, the 40% silver coins, those are more difficult to move than just regular 90%. So that's my evaluation. And Len, you got some money here. That's cool. It's always nice to see that you got a little bit of money. But I got to go for now. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you agree, if you disagree, if you like what you saw, if you want to see more stuff like this. I got to go for now, though. Spegtacular. This guy is out.